route leaking from a global routing table into a VRF and route leaking from a VRF into a global routing table. I'm going to talk about this document from cisco.com. So I have the same, almost the same topology in GNS3, and I have already configured the interfaces, and actually I already configured all of these. I just want to show you how or make this video on and show you how I did it. So yeah, so basically what I did is I, like what we have here, I configured, this is the first step, I configured the VRF named VPN2. Uh, I made it capital letters. And in my case, I configured this interface here to belong to that gig 0/1 to belong to that VRF VPN2. And this is how you configure it. Let me go to the router, and this is a good command here. Here, this is what I did, and this is how you configure that interface to belong to that VRF. And of course, this is the static, or how they call it again, static VRF route. So, like what it said here, um, for you to have this route leaking from a global routing table into a VRF, and you have to do that by doing this. So to route leaking from a global routing table into a VRF. Yeah, so to access this particular route from the global routing table, you need to configure a static route. So that would be this here. This is the uh, route that belongs to VPN2, right? And you have to point that route to the out of the VRF interface. So in this case here, and that would be this. And you also have to configure a static VRF route that points to the subnet in the global routing table, and that would be this one here. And in this case, this is a point-to-point network, so it's fine to just use the outbound interface. So in this case here. But in my case, I actually, so let me just, oops, let me go to the P router. So in my case, I configured so for VRF VPN to have connection to this route, this is the route in the global routing table, right? I have to create a static route that points to the interface or next hop IP address in the global routing table. So this here is in the global routing table. And for my, let me just show you the other. So for So I can leak this route here, this route that belongs to this VRF to the global routing table. I need to configure this route here, this static route uh, rather. So and point to the next hop that belongs to the VRF. So this one here. So yeah, I hope that's clear actually. And I already have that static route here as well. I also have that the static routes as well here in the document or in the notepad. And I actually added a couple of loopback addresses. So on CE3 router, I added this loopback. So that would be this one here, this here, and here. And on CE4, I also added a loopback, this here. So for me, it's the same thing actually. For me to access or to have connection to have layer 3 connection to the loopback address from the VRF VPN2, I need to create a static VRF, uh, yeah, a static VRF route that points to the next hop that belongs to the global routing table, which is this, just this here. And for my global routing table to have connection to the route that belongs to the VRF, I need to create a static route, which is this one here, that point that points to this next hop that belongs uh, to that VRF, which is this one here, 10.0.2.2. And yeah, if you want to try this yourself, I will uh, paste this configuration in the description of this video. And I also configured a default route on CE router, I mean CE3 router and CE4 router. Default routes, yes. So let me actually uh, do this. Show IP route. Show IP route. So when you do this command, this is the global routing table, right? So going back just to verify. So here we can see that I have access to this route. This is the loopback address, and this belongs to that to the VRF VPN2, right? And also this one. Of course, this is the this is the transit or the network between P4 and C4. And yeah, same next hop. And if I'm gonna do show IP route VPN2, I will also see the routes that belong to the global routing table, which is this one here. This belongs to the routing table, to the global routing table. Uh, hold on. Let me, yeah. So, but from VRF VPN, I have access to that route, and this is the next hop that belongs to the global routing table, which is here, which is this IP address. And of course, this one here, same thing. This is the network between CE router, CE3 and P4 routers. So if I do a ping VRF, ping VRF VPN2. I have to specify that VRF. If I ping this, I should be able to ping it. And I should be able to ping this as well, the next hop from VRF VPN2. And show IP route. I ping this without okay. Hold on. I think I need to specify the VRF as well. No? Let me check. No, that's not correct. Let me check. Let me go to show. Oops. Yeah. P4. Let me cancel that. Why is it not pinging? I can ping it. Let me go to show IP route. Show IP route. No. ARP. Okay, this is the global routing table, which is okay, that's correct. Let me try to ping from CE3, and I will ping the next hop. Yeah, I should be able to ping it and go back to P4. Do that same command. I don't see it. I don't see it. Let me try again. Hold on. So going back to the document. Let me just do these commands on P4. Yeah, have connection to that. I can see that on the global routing table, and I can see that. Oh, this is not. Oops, that's not correct. That's not correct. VPN2. There we go. So, and this is. So ping VRF VPN 1.1.1. Oops. That works. But ping.3.3, 3.3.3.3. That's not works. That is not working. Let me just do a normal ping. Okay, I did not expect this. I actually tried earlier. What I did is I actually ping 3.3.3 from C3 source loopback. That works. And from C4 ping.1.1 source 3.3.3, and that also works. Let me do this. Yeah, I already did this on the. Did I? No. So here I can see it from the global routing table, but for some reason I can't ping it. Yeah. So do I have? I do, right? Yeah, I have a static route pointing to that here. That looks correct. And how about the next stop actually? Can I pin the next stop? Oh, I can't. So what is wrong? Oh, great. The IP address is incorrect. Hold on. No, 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 no. It's not correct. This one. Yeah. So going back to P router, see if I can ping. Yeah, I can ping it. Uh, uh, uh. I think I have to. Oh, let me try this. Source gig 0. Oh, that works. So I have to specify the source, and then if I don't specify it, it's using the outbound interface, right? And I should, let me see if I can ping the same IP, the loopback address, sourcing from the, yeah, that works. So, looks like that should work. I mean, that's how it works. Let me check again. Okay, because this one here, this interface belongs to VRF VPN2. That makes sense. But oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's how it should work. Because I don't see this route in VRF VPN2. So I have to specify the source interface or IP address. Um, I wonder if how can I let me check again. Wonder if yeah, I already have it here. Yeah, so it looks like you have to specify the source when pinging between VRF and the global routing table on the P router. But on the C routers, it 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 works fine, right? So here I already tried it earlier. So this here belongs to VPN2, VRF VPN2, and I can ping it from C3. And no, at least this interface belongs to VRF VPN2. And from C4, uh, this one here belongs to here, and I can ping it from that source. Oh yeah, I have to specify that. source. That works, but this one does not. Okay, that's how probably it works, but we have successfully actually successfully lab this particular document. And let me do it again on the P router. Yeah, so almost the same output, right? And this one here also. Yeah, almost the same output. Yeah, that's how you can configure, or that's how you can leak routes from a global routing table into a VRF and from a VRF into a global routing using static routes.